Mustang GTD.
In this video, we're going to be finding out how far Stig can drive it around the Top Gear test track, explaining why it's the most extreme Mustang ever made, and demonstrating the quickest way to kill a set of tyres.
The GTD is what happens when Ford decides to make a road-legal version of its Mustang GT3 racer and then make it more extreme in every single way. So it's got a storming 815 horsepower, 5.2 litres supercharged V8. It's got a very large active rear wing, wider tyres, carbon body, very trick suspension. It will do 202 miles an hour, and it will also cost $330,000 in the US and £315,000 when it goes on sale in Europe. So what does success look like here today? Well, Ford CEO Jim Farley has been very public about the fact that he's going after the 992 Porsche 911 GT3 RS with this car, and the GT3 RS did a 114.8, so that is the time to beat.
A critical part of the GTD's brief was to set a sub 7-minute Nürburgring lap time, which it's already done, posting a bonkers 6 minutes and 52 seconds. That's around 3 seconds slower than the GT3 RS, but that's nothing over such a long lap. This should be close.
This is the actual Nürburgring lap time car, and there are a few key differences to the production Mustang GTD, namely the fact that you've still got the timing gear in there, roll cage, these bucket seats. All of that is mandatory for safety regulations, but does add a little bit of weight, which means Ford is allowed to take out some weight in other areas, such as removing the aircon. Luckily, Stig doesn't really sweat. In terms of driving modes, well, Stig's going to want to put it in track mode. Yeah, so that lowers the Multimatic spool valve hydraulically actuated suspension by 50 millimeters. It also opens up the baffles in the exhaust, stiffens up the suspension, or if he wants to play with the exhaust and the suspension separately, you've got other buttons on the left here. You can, he's not happy with that, I'll just let him sort it out.
Coming up, Stig sends it in the Stang that thinks it's a supercar. But first, let's assess its chances.
So, with the car slammed down in track mode, like that, the car's underbody can do its best work, create all that downforce, sucker it down onto the tarmac. But there are clever active aero elements here as well. You've got flaps under the front splitter. You've also got a DRS flap in the rear wing, and what that helps do is create maximum downforce where you need it in the corners and then bleed it off when you're on the straights. But the thing is, Dunsfold isn't a perfectly flat F1 style circuit. There are all sorts of cracks and bumps and compressions, and at this point of the lap, Stig is flying past the tyre wall, deciding how much of this corner to cut, and you can see the surface is far from perfect. And this is a big old car. It weighs almost 2 tons. So the question is he going to clip all of this, or is he going to take a line around the outside, or is the GTD just going to steamroller the lot?
Right, enough chit chat, time to fire up the Mustang and the Stig and see what a hot lap looks like. Okay, a near perfect start there from the Stig, just a faint chirp from the tyres, and just listen to that V8 gargling on as much fuel as it can chuck down its neck. Looks really stable through the long right-hander, but coming up here is the first challenging corner of the lap that, yeah, it just swallows up whole. No drama whatsoever, and points its beak towards Chicago. Round the tyre wall, a wide-ish line here. Let's see how it does on the exit. Just half a tyre off the tarmac. Precision driving there. Right, let's see how good it is under braking into Hammerhead, given it weighs as much as a small planet, almost 2 tons. Yeah, it's unflappable, so much grip the GTD. Nose bobbing around a bit already, and a lot more there, but that's a super clean exit all the way up towards follow through. A healthy lift of the throttle, but he's through and pointing that long bonnet towards the tyre wall. Tidy lap this one, just a couple of corners to go, flying down the back straight. Look at those brake discs glowing red hot, it's right on the limit. Beautifully controlled slide there from the Stig around the last corner, and that was some lap. Wow, right, let's see that again, this time from Stig's point of view and against the clock. Blimey, a 113.7 means it smokes the GT3 RS by over a second. Given it lost out at the Nürburgring, I wasn't expecting that. However, a GT3 RS with an even bigger wing might be looking for revenge quite soon. The figures are in then, and the GTD was pulling 1.64 G under braking into Hammerhead, a massive 2.07 lateral G in follow through, and hit a peak speed of 149 miles an hour. Those poor tyres. Okay, so here's what happened when we told Stig to unleash the GTDs in a muscle car and finish off those tyres. Stand by for some gratuitous slow-mo.